Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakodas, the true name of the Heavenly Father and His beloved Son and the Holy Spirit. And Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there, because the Most High is only coming for the elect of Israel. He's not coming for any other nation. He's not coming for all Israel. Our job is not to wake up all Israel, because all Israel will not be woken up as a people until the destruction and the kingdom comes. Then they will come back. The ones that will be delivered are the elect of Israel. And the death and destruction to all you that come against us, all you that offend us. Matter of fact, the topic of this video is, woe to you that have offended any of the little ones. And we represent the little ones. The Most High getting ready to bring down judgment, not only on Edom, but all the nations, the lake of fire, the Babylon the Great, America, the 2/3 of Israel, and you Israelites that came into this thing through the years, that were chosen, but that were called, but were not chosen. We here were called and we were chosen. What's the proof of that? That we've been doing the work. When I was called, I'm going on 40 years in this thing. I've been in this truth before a lot of you were born. You guys coming up a couple years back, 2016, 2017, whatever. None of you niggas was out there prior to 2007. These guys just started, popping up all over the place after we got on YouTube. And a lot of you have set up your own doctrine, did your own thing. Mosai set up teachers first over you. We had teachers over us, so you are under us now. When we teach the scriptures said over them they have the rule over you. The rule is who's been in this thing longer, who's been in the struggle. So a lot of you are just going your own way, doing your own thing, and when all hell breaks loose, and when the microchip comes, that's when you niggas are gonna bug out. That's when you're gonna consider GMS had the whole truth. He said they were right. They know all them breakdowns. Yeah, we know the breakdown of the mark of the beast, which a lot of you guys don't know. So you're gonna know. You're gonna understand. You're gonna say, "Oh shit, GMS was always right." You're gonna understand when whether you got a woman, a couple of children, your mother, maybe your father's still living, your mother's still living, or whatever. You got your family, your extended family of cousins and so forth. And they're not going to know what to do. So when they tell you, oh, you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't pay rent because you need the chip. That's going to be, that's why I say, I've been saying recently, I said, the last few prophecies, there's only 3 major prophecies left. The mark of the beast, the destruction and the deliverance. And the deliverance and the destruction are going to come simultaneously. When the mark of the beast comes, which is the microchip, all right, which you guys come against what we're saying, which we are the prophets of the Lord. You're really coming against the Most High. You're not listening. We're the mouthpieces of the Most High. You don't see it now, but you're going to see it when you can't eat, and you're going to have to make a decision. And you know what? You're going to fail at that decision. You're going to take the chip. And let's say you don't. Let's say you hold out and you say GMS was right. I'm following GMS. Now you got to talk to your wife, your woman. Now you got to talk to your children. So you might tell your wife, don't do it, but we can't eat. We got children. You gotta stop all this childishness with this Hebrew Israelite thing. And then she might go out. I'm just giving you a scenario. She might just go out there and get it behind your back, and get a kid, get her kids or your kids to get it, and come home and said, "Oh, I had to get it. I had to get it. The kids had to eat." And your stupid ass is gonna get so weak that you're gonna wind up taking it, and then you're gonna find scriptures to justify that don't worry, I'm gonna be saved. I'm gonna pull it out the last minute. That's what Zabak said. Zabak made a statement. He said you can pull the chip out at the last minute. He didn't say it in those exact words, but he did say that. Zabak said, he said the microchip is the mark of the beast is John 3:16, and I know what he meant by that when he said that. He was saying that the mark of the beast is Christianity, right? The so-called God-sent comforter. He did a video, and I was fortunate the Spirit led me to a video that he did, an old video. He went into the subject of the mark of the beast. You know what he said it was? And if you can find that video, you're good. And I heard him say it. This is before he passed. This had to be maybe 2013, whatever. It's a relatively old video. We're talking 10 years ago, something like that. So he did a class on the mark of the beast, and he said you know what the mark of the beast is? He said the mark of the beast is socialism. Well, if that's the case, we all got the mark, because we're all a part. If you pay taxes, you go to the store, you pay taxes, you buy a car, you pay taxes. You got your kids going to public school. You get on the public highways. That's all socialism. So guess what? That means we all got the chip. We all got the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Anyway, woe to them. What did I say? Woe to them that have offended any of the little ones. So here we corrected, rebuked these guys for going out there getting into a fight with the Palestinians. Whether the Palestinians threw the first bottle or stone or whatever, can of Coke, and you retaliated, you shouldn't have been out there. And we said that. But then you got guys coming back saying, "Oh, you guys are young lions," and that's going to get you killed, man. That's going to get you killed. You know, these great men in the scriptures, they use wisdom. Oh, when the king summoned Elijah to come at him, he sent a captain and his 50, and he demanded, "Look, come down, you got to see the king." Elijah said, if I'm a man of the Most High, may fire come down and destroy you and your 50. Boom, they were gone. Second group, boom, they were gone. The third captain was smart. He was wise. He asked politely. He said, I'm just paraphrasing. Somebody can put the scripture up. No big deal. You know what I'm going to do? I just want to get to the 50. Let's see if it comes up. Okay. Let's do it this way. Okay, so I didn't want the first two. I wanted the last. Okay, let me come right over here. This is Elijah, which came back as Abba. Abba Bivens, however you want to say it. That's the man that taught Marshal Arian Yaquab. That's later became the 7. That was Elijah, which is fourth to come. Elijah was going to come 2 times. Okay, I want to go right to the point. Okay, 2 Kings 1 verse 13. Now remember Elisha. Elisha was mean. Elisha, which I always said that's Ariah. He was mean. He was meaner than Elijah. He got a double portion of Elijah's spirit. Some Israelite kids, now people, they weren't Israelite kids, they were kids of the other nation. You know? He was among Israel, all right? Anyway, the kids said, "Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head." Now, what language did Elisha speak? Hebrew, right? The kids obviously spoke Hebrew, so they wasn't of another nation. They were Israelites, Hebrew Israelites. It didn't specify how many girls and how many boys and how many, what the ages were. But they said, "Go up, thou bald head," because them little gremlins are back. Them little gremlins robbing niggas. Some of them was back there. That Elisha called, and that's how we're gonna be. When the prophets came into a city, they would ask, "Is the prophet coming for peace or for war?" Because when it meant by war was you bringing war with you. You bringing the spirit of the Most High with you. And the most important man is the prophet. What was that? Jehu. When he got anointed, I forget. I forget. It could have been Ahijah. If my memory serves me correct, but he said when you anoint Jehu, he said then run. He said because as soon as you anoint him king, the Most High gonna put a spirit on him. Just like the Most High put Elisha asked for a double portion of Elijah's spirit, and the Most High granted him that. So let me go ahead and read this, and then I'll go into the story of Jehu being anointed king. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Bear with me for a minute. There's lessons within lessons, y'all. Jehu anointed king. Bear with me for a minute. I believe I got it. I believe I got it. I believe it's 2 Kings 9, chapter 9. Let me read this and then I'll go into that. So we in the 12th verse, 2 Kings 1 verse 12. So Elijah answered and said unto them, If I am a man of the Most High, let fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50. And the fire of the Most High came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. And these were Israelites. So the Most High took out 51 men at the command of Elijah. The spirits were with him. They said, Elijah wants a bunch of them killed. Send that fire down. It says again, he sent a third captain of 50 with his 50 men. This is a New King James, by the way. And the third captain of 50 went up and came and fell on his knees before Elijah. Excuse me, I was going to say Elisha. The most important man of the Most High is the prophet. As Orson Welles said in the opening scene of the late great Planet Earth, came out in 76, 77. I was in high school, but I had to go see that movie. Any religious movie dealing with the scriptures, I had to go see it. You know, when I was a kid, I was always into the scriptures and spiritual things, and science and math, which is all spiritual. So Orson Welles said, the Israelites didn't have any great things like the hanging plants of Babylon, and mentioned all this. And he said, but what they had was unique with the prophets, that the Most High was with them and the prophets. And Orson Welles said, this is how he said it. He said, and the prophet was God's man. He said, and the prophet was God's man. So who's the Most High dealing with on earth? What minute he's dealing with the prophets? Not the wannabe prophets, not the seasonal prophets, not the I'm the tough guy prophet. Watch what the Most High is going to do to you jakes out there that think you prophets. And watch what the Most High is going to do with you guys that come against the true prophets of the Most High. We are the true prophets of the Most High. Ask Bishop Nate. We are his conscience. He said, he started having his zombies teach that the lake of fire is an eternal hell that you burn in, and Israelites are going to burn there too forever. Then we made counter videos on that, and guess what? The last time he spoke about the lake of fire, he said, oh, that's America on fire when the missiles hit it. Why did he change it? Because he watches our videos. As he told Apostle Ricard, I watch all of your videos. Then he got on, I want to talk to Tahar. I talked to him for about 5 seconds. I said, man, give me, I don't want to talk to you no more. Give me the phone back to what you call, I don't want to talk to your motherfucking ass. As soon as we started talking, man, there was a bad taste in my mouth, and I said, I don't want to talk to you, man. I ain't got nothing. He told me we should sit down and have a meeting. And pleaded with him and said to him, man of God. What did Orson Welles say? The prophet is God's man. That's a topic for you, Apostle Orion Blob. The prophet, because I always wanted to do a video on the word prophet and prophecies. You know, when you look up the word prophet in the blue letter, it tells you that it's a man of Israel, and not so many words. It's a man of Israel that the Most High chose, and that he gave him this divine information. So through teachers, sometimes through visions, sometimes through teachers. All right. It says, and pleaded with him and said to him, man of God, please let my life and the life of these 50 servants of yours, be precious in your sight. Look, fire has come down from heaven and burnt up the first 2 captains of 50s with their 50s. But let my life now be precious in your sight. And the angel, because guess what? Elisha was he was a mean son of a bitch even when his mother was alive. Inside joke. If you know what I'm quoting, what movie I'm quoting, you good. They always say his mother died. I was a mean motherfucker even when my mother was alive. Anyway, he was a mean son of a gun even when his mother was alive. Having fun, bugging out. Need some levity every once in a while. So it says, and the angel of Yahweh said to Elijah, because Elijah was like, no, you, man, nigga, I'm getting good at this. We're the next group. Let me put some fire on their ass too. So the angel had to come down on Elijah's mean behind, go down with him. Angel said, look, don't do that fire thing. You call on fire tomorrow. I'm going to have to send that fire down. Look, the man was nice. Go with the man. Do not be afraid of him. So he rose and went down with him to the king. Now that's all I'm going to read. You can read, there is a couple of verses left. But anyway, let's go to, and me and Lahab, formerly Priest Lahab, we had an argument about who's the most important man. He used to always say the king. I said, nope. I said, nope. I said, it's the prophet. Oh, it's the king, brother, the king. I said, no, it's the prophet. Prophet Orson Welles was right. The prophet is God's man. God's man. The prophet is God's man. That's the topic for y'all. So anyway, let's go to Second Kings 9. And what we've been saying, brothers, for years, is all coming to pass. It's coming to pass. Habakkuk, right? Habakkuk 2. It says, don't tarry for it shall surely come and shall not tarry. I remember when High Priest Ariel first said that in his Saturday class. He said, that was in the mid-'80s, early 80s. He said the prophecies are not happening now. But when they do happen, you're going to know about it. That's what he said. He said the prophecies, these major prophecies are not happening now, but they're going to come and you're going to know about it. And tell me that we're not in the prophecies. It shall not tarry. It shall surely come. Tell me we're not in the, no, brother. We're going to be here another 50 years. So let me go to 2 Kings. I didn't even really get into my topic of offending the little ones. 2 Kings. Hey, the Staple Singers, they did a song called, what was it, Respect Yourself? I think the word, somebody help me out. And there's a line where the sister says something to the effect of move to the side and let the gentleman do his thing. Well, we're saying to all you fake, phony prophets, you seasonal prophets out there, move your ass to the side to let the prophets do their thing. Okay? If you ain't teaching that the MOTB is the C-hip, you ain't no prophet. You ain't no prophet, man. If you ain't got red, white, and blue eyes, inside joke. So I'm sorry, it's ninth chapter. All right, let me do this and go to the regular King James. Jehu reigns over Israel. Let me come down here. Okay, he was the one that he actually said, and he said, throw her down. So they threw her down. This Hamitic witch, and some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall, and on the horses, and he, the king, trod her underfoot. And then as you read on, the dogs, let me see, and when he was come in, he did eat and drink, and said, go see now this cursed woman. So he after he said, throw that bitch down, the blood all over the place, the dogs eating her bones. I believe it says that. Maybe I'm adding to it. See now this see thou this cursed woman, and bury her ass, for she is a king's daughter. And they went and they went to bury her. We used to say she's Hamite. I got to find out if she was actually Hamite or Israelite. But she was a damn warlock. But they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands. Therefore they came and told him, and he said, this is the word of the Most High, which he spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezebel shall dogs eat the flesh of... Right, they ate her flesh. The dogs ate her flesh. Like this famous individual said in Harlem, I eat flesh. Let me see. Oh, you had assassinations back there too. But let me go to the part where he gets anointed. Jeroboam gets assassinated. Okay. Jehu's reigns over Israel. Okay, let me start from the top. And Elisha the prophet called on one of the children of the prophets and said unto him, gird up thy loins and take this box of oil in thine hand and go to Ramoth Gilead. And when thou comest thither, look out there Jehu, the son, there's no J. Matter of fact, let me do this. Yahweh. Okay. Jehu, Yahweh, Yahweh Shaphat, son of Yahweh, Jehoshaphat, son of Nishi, and go in, man, brother, and carry chamber. So he gave him the box of oil, anointing oil. Then take the box of oil and pour it on his head and say, thus saith Yahweh, I have anointed thee king over Yashar'allah. Then open the door and flee and tarry not. So let's go to the Hood translation. When you anoint this brother, turn your black ass around and run like hell and get the hell out of there. Because the Most High is going to put a fair spirit. As soon as he was anointed, the Most High ignited his spirit. Let's read that again, the third verse. Then take the box of oil and pour it on his head and say, thus saith Yahweh, I have anointed thee king over Israel, Yashar'allah. Then open the door and flee and tarry not. So the young man, the prophet, went to Ramoth Gilead. He was a young prophet, because you always had more than one prophet. And when he came, behold, the captains of the host were sitting, and he said, I have an errand to thee, O captains. And Yahweh said, unto which of all us? And he said, to thee, O captain. Because this was before he became king. He was a captain, military guy. And he arose and went into the house, and he poured the oil on his head and said unto him, thus saith Yahweh, the Most High of Yashar'allah, I have anointed thee king over the people of Yahweh, even over Israel. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab, thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, God's man, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of Yahweh at the end of at the hand of Jezebel. And you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go into a little bit of history of the Jezebel. And Jezebel in Revelation 3, the 3rd chapter, it's not talking about the same Jezebel. Matter of fact, it's not talking about an actual woman, it's talking about a spirit. And Jezebel is Ayazabal. Ayazabal. Bel exalted, or Bel is husband to, or unchaste, queen of Israel, wife of Ahab, daughter of Ithbaal. Let me look up Ithbaal. Now it says she's a queen of Israel, so she's an Israelite. Let's go to the father. Let's see if his name pops up. Okay, I'm sorry. She was a Hamite. She was a Canaanite. I was right. Hadn't read this story in a while. And it came to pass as if it had been a light thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, that he took to wife Jezebel, the daughter of Ethbaal, king of the Zidonians, and went and served Baal or Baal and worshipped him. Let's look up the word Zidonians. And it can't, I'm sorry, Zidonians. Zidonians. Tazaya Danaya. Well, they worshiped Baal, and he was the king of Zidon. It was only the king of Israel and the king of Judah. Right, Zidon is Canaan, where the Canaanites from, so she had to be a Canaanite. Anyway, let me come on back. So ultimately, he had a fair spirit on him. Bear me for a minute. Yeah, so this is a prophecy that that the dog's gonna eat Jezebel. And Jezebel was the one that was looking to kill Elijah. And Elijah hid and ran, and he was afraid. So that's all I wanted to get out. That he said the Most High instructed him through the angel, look, get a box of oil, anoint this man, turn around, and get the hell out of there. Because the Most High going to put a terrible spirit on this guy. a spirit of wanting to kill everybody. That ain't right. That man's goings of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So anyway, all you guys that have offended their prophets in any way, Most High gonna take y'all asses out. Most High gonna take you out. Any of you that fall off, any of you that bullshitting, any of you that lukewarm or cold, the Most High is gonna take you out. Like Sergeant Bond said in the movie Platoon, I want every prick, every swinging prick in the field. Meaning he wanted you gotta kill. You gotta kill. The Viet Cong. So that's the mode that we're supposed to be in. But every opportunity you get, you're supposed to be pushing his word. I ain't even get to the subject yet. I've been speaking for a while. So anyway, let's go to the precepts. As you can see, I put a list together. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. I've been in this thing. I'm 2 years shy of 40 years being in this thing. Before a lot of you guys were born, I was in this thing. So when you speak, you got to know what you're speaking against. When you speak against somebody that may be in the truth, you got to consider this man might be one of the men of the Lord. This man might be Daniel. This man might be Jeremiah. This man might be Ezekiel. This man might be Joel. You talking shit about. Because we are the prophets. If we continue to the end, we are the prophets. And you guys that are half-assing it, because a lot of you guys, you other former One Westers, you came on strong when YouTube, you was all out there. Y'all are half-assing it, man. Now, I give credit to Zabak because he's out there. You know, you got certain men, the guys that are around him are new faces. A lot of them guys left him, but he's out there teaching Israel. So I give him credit. But the mistake that he made was, commending them guys for doing what they did. Now, I can understand if you're teaching and some people come up and they just randomly just attack you. You have the right to defend yourself. Y'all should have just first of all, I wouldn't even talk to them, and I would have explained to them if they came, what's this all about? I said, we're Israelites. We're different from them. And now you got Jake thinking that the fact that you came up against, it's all on the news. So now it looks like you're taking the side of the Israelis. So that was a stupid strategic move. Everything that you do is based upon a strategy, man. You don't walk, if there's a KKK rally and you know about it, you don't walk amongst them niggas in the KKK. When I say niggas, I'm talking about white niggas. A stupid nigga ain't gonna walk through the field knowing that they burning crosses. But that's what young men do. It says now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. Like I said, 2 years shy of 40. Shit. A couple of months will be one year shy of 40 years. 40 years. You look at a guy that's been in this thing for six years and he ain't coming out like he look. You saying he gonna fall off. You see a guy that been in this thing, look, Marshall been in this thing to the day he died. It says, but if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, least it happens, ye be found even to fight against the Most High. So when you talk about us, you're really talking, you're popping shit to the Most High. And the Most High is going to kill you. He's going to make you take the chip, and he's going to make you eat a missile. All you old fake prophets, all you fake prophets out there, you doing your own thing. Here we are teaching a subject, and you're going to say, nah, that don't mean that. But wait a minute. Consider, we've been in this thing for before you was born. It says, and to him they agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they said, yeah, they might be men of the Lord. They might be prophets of the Lord, but let's beat the shit out of them anyway. So all these demons, all these wicked scribes and Pharisees, they're back here. They're the pastors in churches and so forth. T.D. Jakes was one of them. And what's this guy? Geno Jennings. All the Muslim Jake leaders, the Moors, the Kemetic community, every last one of them is going to take that charagma and they're going to die. If they don't die now, if they don't drop dead of a fucking heart attack or stroke out or a bus hit them. See, y'all don't have no fear, and especially you fucking women, man. You ain't got no fear. You're going to have fear when all hell break loose, and you're going to be looking for a strong man, and a strong man's going to be picking and choosing. Second Ezra 15 and Second Ezra 16 is coming, and is right at the door. It's right at the door. All it's got to do, what's happening over there in Israel and Gaza, what's happening over in Russia and Ukraine, it's going to spill over here. And you can thank your president, Biden. This country is gone to shit. This country has gone to shit. You need a man like Donald Trump. All them other candidates, they ain't going to do shit. You need a nigga named fucking Donald Trump to be back in office. So he can really kick this shit, so he can light that candle, man. That Roman candle, if you know what I mean. He can get this shit going. Because we want to get the fuck up out this bitch. It said they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua and let them come. We're going to beat your ass. We bet not hear you say the Lord's name. You notice Comfy, when he took that deal, Rosicrucians, as Gazak said, because he was there, he said the Rosicrucians came in there and got to this nigga and gave him a lot of money, and he said, you got to change things. Watch the interview again with Gazak. Here it is right here. So if you don't know, well, now you know, nigga. Anyway, this is Zion. If you put Lion's Den, a Gazak's account of what happened to the Israelites movement, past and present. Well, the Israelite movement, if you call it, is fine and well. We've been holding it down. That's why you got all these people around the world that know that they're Israelites, that identify themselves with Israelite. Not because what Gazak did, and this knucklehead right here, he put a comment, I ignored him. What you gonna do now in 2024? Not all the prophecies came to pass. You said all the prophecies will come to pass in 2023. No, I didn't, knucklehead. And he was a former GMS guy that fell off and followed Sakari, and Sakari kicked him out. So he's just a wandering soul. First of all, if you listen to what I said, I said hopeful year of all prophecies being fulfilled. There's a difference. I said hopeful year that all prophecies, and most of them are fulfilled. The only main prophecies left, like I said, the MOTB, the deliverance and the destruction. 3 major prophecies, which is happening right now with that fire in the Middle East. What will I if it already be kindled? I come to bring fire to the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? So he was the one that said it. He said that the Rosicrucians came in and gave this guy money, and he said, you got to change some things. One of the main things was you can't use that name. All of a sudden, we don't know the name. Hold up, you got the God-sent comforter there, but the comforter don't know the name of the Most High, the name of the Most High and His Son. Then you got this meeting with some years ago with the Bishop Nathaniel, talking about we ain't going to had a meeting, we're not going to use the name of the Most High. That's the day of the name of Yahweh and Yahushai. That's the day when I would have got out of the Irish exit. Look that up. I would have said, where you going? I'm going to the bathroom. And then I'm going to get out. He said, where you go? You a lie. You said you're going to the bathroom. I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to the bathroom. I didn't tell you I was going to the bathroom in my house. So I didn't lie. I would have got it. And a lot of you you just simple answers. You a bunch of fucking zombies. I'm not talking about IUIC. I'm talking about all of y'all. You fucking zombies. You super zombies at the ICGJC. The one following Bishop Jessup. He completely flipped the gospel. Everything that he taught, he completely flipped it. And here you niggas still there coming to learn. And all this stuff are you brothers and GMS saying, we really don't hate you. Nigga, I hate you, man. Eat shit and die. We really love, no, we don't love you. We don't love you. We don't gotta love you, man. It says, honor thy father and thy mother. It didn't say honor a nigga in this, a grimy nigga in the street. Where's that in the scriptures? I can't wait till the Most High takes you grimy niggas out. Anyway, let's move on. Luke 17:2. Let's see what that says. Start at the first verse. Luke 17:1. Then said he unto the disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come, but woe unto him through whom they come. Whoever offended us, and at the end of the day, if we're prophets of the Lord, you're not a prophet of the Lord. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to destroy you. It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and he cast into the sea, millstone, than that he should offend one of these little ones. So I'm at Mark 9 verse 42. And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me, it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he were cast into the sea. These are all going to say the same thing. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he would drown in the depths of the sea. Says, goes on to speak about a stumbling block. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. So anything that you say against the prophets of the Lord, starting with GMS, the Most High is going, you're an enemy to the Most High. Wherefore, if thy hand offend thee, right, get yourself right. 9th verse. And if thy eye offend thee, cut it off, get yourself right. It says, take heed that ye despise not one of these little ones. For I say unto you that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. So the angels are recording shit. There's been one guy, one body that died last week. He was trying to get another former member of the one body that left. He was trying to get him back. And after he hung up on him, he said the next thing he heard that the guy was dead. We even got a picture of the guy. Apostle Ramblob sent me a picture of the guy. What happened to Corey, Dayton, and Abiram? What did Moses say? They said, you take too much on yourself, Moses. We leaders too. So what did Moses say? He said, let the Most High judge between me and thee. And what happened? The Most High did judge between them and Moses. And what happened? The Most High opened up the ground, swallowed them and their families. And the ground got closed back up. You heard of an earthquake? That was a reverse earthquake. You heard of a reverse mortgage? That was a reverse earthquake. We ever hear of a ground opening up, swallowing a bunch of people, then closing back in? First Thessalonians 2, verse, give me a second. 1 Thessalonians 2, verse 13, for this cause also thank the Most High without ceasing, because when ye received the word of the Most High, which ye heard of us, ye received it not as the word of men, but as it is in the truth, the word of. Did you hear that? I got to read that again. The Most High don't come down. You wait for the Most High to come down and tell you what to do, you're going to wind up dying. You're going to wind up in an insane asylum, man. The Most High speaks through men. What do you think happened to the seven? Some of the seven, they wasn't doing the right thing. The Most High fired them. It says, 13 verse again, for this cause also thank we the Most High without ceasing, because when ye received the word of the Most High, which ye heard of us, ye received it not as the word of men, because men give it to you, but it's not our words, but as it is the truth, the word of the Most High, which effectually worketh also in you that believe. So what's going to happen to the ones that don't believe and go back into the world? You're going to be destroyed. You got a lot of these guys, former ICGJC members, that's coming out the woodwork, but they're not doing the work. They're not on the highways and the byways. They ain't teaching. They're calling on Jesus Christ. Matthew 21, verse 25, the baptism of John, whence it, I'm sorry, I got to go up a verse or two. And when this question was asked to the wicked scribes and Pharisees, they had no more questions for him. I'm sorry, no, it was during it. Bear me for a minute. Let me do this. No, that wasn't the account. Matthew 21, verse 25. Go right to the point. He said, the baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men? Meaning, did John just come on the scene and say, the Lord's dealing with me, but he really wasn't? Or was he sent by the Most High? For ISUBK out there teaching that John the Baptist went off, he fell out the truth. He never fell out the truth. He fulfilled his role as Elijah coming back. And they reason with, and there's a lot of you that don't even believe that Abba is Elijah. A lot of you former One Westers. A lot of you don't believe that Marshall is King David. It says the baptism of John, whence was it? From heaven or of men? And they reason with themselves, saying, if we shall say from heaven, he will say unto us, why did ye not then believe him? That was a cut. This is called a trap. This is called trapping somebody. But if we shall say of men, we fear the people, for all hold John as a prophet, including the Lord. Because what he's saying in Matthew 11, 10, 11 verse, he said of men born of women, there's no greater prophet than John. And if you receive this, this is Elijah, which is forth to come. So ISUPK, you got to change your doctrine around. You got to say, we went off. Because if he fell out the truth, see, he should have followed the Messiah. He couldn't follow the Messiah. He had to go his way. That's why he said, I must decrease and he must increase. So the Lord, after he died, he praised him. He said, the greatest prophet that ever lived was Elijah or John. And if you receive this is Elijah, which is forth to come. That's reincarnation right there for you, Vocab Malone. And I see you can't get it. And why can't you get it? Read Daniel 12 and 10. It says, and they answered Yahushua and said, we cannot tell. And he said unto them, neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. Because he didn't want them to know that he was the Messiah. He could have showed them that he was the Messiah. Remember, the Spirit came down and said, among the witnesses, which was the disciples at that time, this is my beloved Son in whom I am well pleased. Let's go to the next precept. So you made a grave mistake in coming against the true men of the Lord. This is all now when the leader of the one body, when he completely flipped everything around, the congregation that was following, they should have all got up and left. But they're not going to leave because they're zombies. It says, I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Yahushua unto another gospel, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel of the Messiah. Then it goes on to say, if you're doing that, you're cursed from the Most High. Watch what the Most High is going to do to Bishop Jessup. He's done. He's the Most High. The Most High might just take his black ass out. He's going to run right to vocab. No, Edomites can make it. And really, the Edomites are you Israelites out there. GMS are really Edomites. And we knew the nigga wasn't right from day one. Next precept. It says, and the stone is stumbling and the rock of offense even to them which stumble at the word. What does it mean to stumble at the word? If I teach you something, nah, I don't see it that way. You going off. Well, guess what? You just stumbled at the word, fool. No, Cornelius is an Edomite. You just stumbled at the word. Edomites can make it. You just stumbled at the word. Watch what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to do to that demon, the leader of the GOCC. And that's why Elder Gabar left him. He said, Farmer, I ain't with this bullshit no more. He teaches that you're going to burn in hell. He teaches that there's no such thing as reincarnation. He teaches that Edomites can make it. Being disobedient whereunto also they were appointed. So you went off because the Most High put the spirit on you to go off. I'm going right to the point. 2 Peter 3 verse 16, as also in all his epistles speaking in them of these things, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable wrestle as they do also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. I got to read the second verse. I'm going to come back to the 16. Ye therefore, beloved, seeing you true believers, seeing ye know these things before, beware lest ye also, being led away with the error with the error of the wicked, talking about wicked Israelites, fall from your own steadfastness, but grow in grace and in the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your Savior. To him be glory both now and forever, so be it. When I say amen, I'll say so be it. So now this is what I want to do. I want to go to the NLT. Okay, speaking of these things in all his letters, some of his comments are hard to understand, and those who are ignorant and unstable have twisted. What does it mean to be unstable? I'm going to look that word up in a minute. Have twisted his letters to mean something quite different, just as they do with other parts of the scriptures, and this will result in their destruction. I am warning you ahead of time, dear friends, be on guard so that you will not be carried away by the errors of those wicked people, wicked Israelites, and lose your own secure footing. Colossians speak about being rooted and grounded, right? So now let me come back. Let me come back to the King James. I want to look up the word unstable. A lot of you Israelite groups, a lot of you'll look at a guy, oh, he's the top guy. The Most High is dealing directly with him. And whatever this guy says, you regurgitate. You're not like the Church of Berea. Unstable.
Strong's G 793. Astelectos. Astelectos.
Unstable, unsteadfast. What does it mean to be steadfast? Let's look that up. Steadfast. I want to go to oh, this is a good. This is a topic in itself. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of Yahweh. So you got a guy, he comes in, he's on fire. All of a sudden, winter comes, you don't see him. He hibernates. Summer is too goddamn hot. He'll come out when it's a perfect. If it's spring and it's raining, he ain't coming out. Look at what happened to the ICGJC. They don't go out, period. They're just a little local church in Harlem. It says, always abounding in the work of Yahweh, knowing that your labor is not in vain in Yahweh. Steadfast. Being on point. It says, abounding in the work. My meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. Why did John Mark, with Paul and Barnabas, they went at it, contended with each other in the book of Acts? Barnabas wanted John Mark to come. Paul said Mark to come. And Paul said no, because he didn't go with us at the work. And they split up. And Paul went with Silas. Second Corinthians. So this is for all you guys that really think you're going to make it, that come out when you want to come out. Because you're not a fool for Yahweh Shai's sake. You're not a servant. You're not a prisoner of Yahweh Shai. And you have no fear. That's when you don't come out, when you're not doing this work and you disappear for 2-3 years. And like this guy, Rob Karab, he was teaching at one point, and then he just disappeared for like 8 years. Then he just popped 10 years. He did pop back up. And Priest Danyala had an interview and praising this guy. Oh, you the great. I said, well, how the fuck is this nigga great? The nigga did a disappearing act. And we ain't seen him. He'll pop up with the Hebrew. Punching the wall. I'm here to teach the Hebrew. Disappearing Act 3. It says 2 Corinthians 1 verse 7, and our hope for you is steadfast, because ye know that as you are partakers of the sufferings, so also you will partake in the what? The consolation, the prize. Colossians 1 verse 23. If indeed you continue in the faith, grounded and steadfast. Did not the Apostle Paul refer to this truth as running a race? And if you run all? How you going to win a marathon? They're going to be, in a couple of days, they're going to have the New York City Marathon. You're going to have people that's going to quit. You're going to have people that's going to stop and rest for 15 minutes, then run a little bit, then rest. And guess what? They're going to come in, might be 7-8 hours later. The one that wins is the one that runs all. He'll do it in 2 hours and change. And mostly they come out of Kenya. Them Kenyans, they come over here, man. And at one time, them Edomites was winning all day because you wanted Mercedes, you got money, you became rich overnight. The first place is a Kenyan, the second place is a Kenyan, third place is a Kenyan, first 10 places Kenyans. Then you might have a Moabite or Ammonite. Then you got Esau. Esau, you can't even match yourself against the other nations. There's nothing superior about you. What about you Negroes? You don't run. A nigga ain't gonna run for no fucking 2.5 hours. That shit is pointless and senseless. They run sprints. Boom, 10 seconds, let me go home. And are not moved away from the hope of the gospel. A lot of you guys moved away from the hope of the gospel. You cannot tell me that you coming out once every 3 years is diligent. That's not a diligent person. Which you heard and which was preached to every creature, meaning man, under heaven, of which I, Paul, became a minister. Perfect example to follow is the Apostle Paul. This is a beautiful one. Hebrews 3 verse 14. For we have become partakers of the Messiah if we hold the beginning of our confidence. What does that mean? A lot of y'all coming this thing on fire. But then you kind of, you slow down. Then you start doing disappearing acts. Y'all, the ones y'all know who you are. Steadfast to what? Steadfast to the end. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. And the reason why you slowed down, because you lost faith. Hebrews 4, round about the 4th verse. Not being mixed with faith. You don't fear the Most High. Hebrews 6 verse 19. This hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which enters the presence behind the veil. Resist him. 1 Peter 5 verse 9. Resist him steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by our brotherhood in the world. Because guess what? If you in GMS, all the different GMS camps, they go out. They go out on the highways and the byways. They do videos all week. And if they're not, they're really not at GMS, and they're really not at the Most High. Got a few more precepts. I'm a little long-winded, but the rise of false prophets. And we're experiencing that right now, just like they experienced it back then. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying Yahweh. When you deny his name, we don't know his name, we can't call his name, that means you denied him, because you know his name. That brought them and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Meaning when the destruction comes, it's going to be a surgical strike. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. Oh, that, just popped in my head. Bishop Jessup. The Edomites is not the white man. That's an actual video that he did. But you Israelites, y'all Edomites. So the Most High, the next thing that the Most High is going to do to that Negro, the Most High going to take his black ass out, and his sheep are going to scatter. I mean, this whole chapter is good. I'm not going to go into the whole chapter. Let me jump down to the 14th verse. Having eyes full of adultery and that cannot cease from sin, beguiling unstable souls and heart, they have exercised with covetous practices, cursed children. Like I said, you can read this whole chapter. See, anytime I put together a list of precepts, it's going to be a long class. Of 1 Peter 1 verse 10, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you, searching what manner of time the Spirit of the Messiah, which was in them, did signify when it testified beforehand the suffering of Yahushua and the glory that should follow. 12th verse. Another, you got to read that whole chapter. Unto whom it was revealed that not unto themselves, but unto us they did minister the things which are now reported unto you by them that have preached. The word preach means to prophesy the gospel unto you with the Holy Spirit sent down from heaven, which things the angels desire to look into. Thirteenth verse. I got to read that. Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua, at the revealing of Yahushua. In other words, do this work in the hopes that you can be delivered. A few more and we out of here. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Luke 21:34. And take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. And for you brothers that got women that like to go to Mexico or Las Vegas or take trips over here, and let's go over here and let's come over here. It's cheap right now to go to Mexico. Let's go down there. You might go down there, and something might happen, like Acapulco. Acapulco was a major earthquake. You could have died down there. A war could have broke out there. You simple ass Jakes going back and forth to Israel. You ain't got no business being in Israel. You see what's happening in Israel. And them Armenian Israelites, they got to fight. They got to fight against the Palestinians. They got to fight. If you're a citizen of the state of Israel, you man and woman, you gotta spend 2.5 years in the military. If there's a war, you got to fight in that war. So the Most High was not dealing with Beni Ami at all. And if you notice, Vocab ain't trying to have a sit down with him because they're not a threat. They're not a spiritual threat. The IOG, Israel of God, they're not a threat. No, Edomites can make it. No, you Gentile, you can make it. Nah. Ain't nobody, they're not known for their controversial spirit. Matthew 25, verse 9. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there. Now you got to really start at the top. This is talking about the bridegrooms, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. The foolish ones had no oil in their lamp. So when it's breaking news and they say you got to take this chip or you can't work no more, you can't get food stamps, you can't get Section 8. You can't get gas. Oh, if you got your car, you can't get gas because you need a chip to get the gas. And that's when chaos is going to break out because you're going to have these wild-ass Negroes, these monsters. They can't get, well, a lot of them going to take the chip anyway, but the ones that don't, they're going to start grabbing people's groceries up and shit, breaking in people's houses. It's really going to get chaotic in this place. But a lot of you are going to take that charagma. So you can stay in your houses, so you can eat, and then you're gonna tell yourself, you're gonna go to certain scriptures and say, nah, you can take the chip. There's no law against it. This guy, Ithun, which got suspended for committing the act of adultery, the real tall brother from IUIC, he did a video. He said, it says don't put it in your right hand, but what about your left hand? If you really understood the scriptures, when it said right hand, it meant the power hand. It meant the power hand. It wasn't talking about actually right hand. Because in Revelation 20 verse 4, it says either hand. So he was saying to the group, well, look, you can don't take it in your right hand, just take it in your left hand. Well, you're still going to be destroyed. It says, but the wise answer, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourself. So there's going to be a time where you can't get to the men of the Lord. And if you don't know what the scriptures say, well, you're asked out. You're asked out. You're going to be like Saul after the Most High took the spirit off of Saul. Matthew 24 verse 43, and then we got one more, and then we out. I did a video long enough to last 3 days. I don't got to do videos for the next 3 days. It says, but know, Matthew 24 verse 43, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, the thief are the missiles, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So a lot of y'all going to be destroyed because you're not doing the work. The scripture said, blessed is he when I come is so doing. I'm not going to go get it. Romans 14:20, for meat destroy not the work. For meat destroy not the work of the Most High. All things indeed are pure, but it is evil for that man who eateth with offense. If you're offending the prophets of the Lord, and we are the prophets of the Lord, then now it's talking about literally eating. You eating, meaning on a spiritual sense, we're giving you this food, feed them with food. Jeremiah 3 verse 15. And you talking shit. Oh, the scripture don't mean that. The scripture don't mean this. I said, since you can't see what we're saying, why don't you just go about your business? Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. I know it was long. Shalom.